Thank you most kindly for joining us. Tonight on the program, we examine the state of the nation, focusing on the link between national security, rising political tension, and the growing maneuvering ahead of the 2027 election. Security concerns are rising across the country. At the same time, the way authorities are handling the alleged coup plot has sparked debate, concerns, and fresh questions about transparency, accountability, and public confidence in state institutions. So we'll be breaking all of this down as it concerns Nigeria and Nigerians with someone who has more than just an opinion about all of these issues. Our guest tonight is Professor Usman Yusuf, former Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme. He'll be joining us to share his perspective on the political climate, national stability, and what this moment means for Nigeria and Nigeria's future. Prof, it's good to see you this year. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, your first TV appearance of the year.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Right, so how do we start this? Because there's quite a lot to talk about, actually. You wrote what many would consider a bombshell article recently, talking about the president, talking about Nigeria's existential threat, or the threat that Nigeria faces as a country. You titled it, "Must Nigeria Go Up in Flames for Tinubu's Ambitions?" Help us understand why that commentary is important, especially if you juxtapose it with what is playing out in the country today.
Right. So thank you very much, Abdullahi, and Happy New Year. The moment we stop talking, this country is in big trouble. This country is our country. We've lived this long because of those that came before us. We're not going to sit and see this country go up in flames for reckless politicians' ambitions. We're not going to do that. So our silence is complicity, and we're not going to remain silent. Not for us. This country has given us more than we can ever give back. Whatever we do now is for our children and grandchildren. We love this country more than life itself. So what we are seeing in this country now is a leadership that does not care about the people. All it cares about is its personal ambitions. And that's why we must continue to speak up. And that's why this democracy gives us the right. This constitution gives us the right to do that for ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, and this country we call home. That is the reason I wrote that. I will continue to speak up, Abdullahi.
Last year, when we spoke on this platform, the conversation was centered around the coup plot that was the biggest conversation of the day. And this year, the government, or at least the defense headquarters, has owned up to what many had suspected was what played out in October last year. First of all, your reaction to what we now know was a confirmed, quote-unquote, attempt to topple the Tinubu government.
Right. You remember I was in this same chair on the 24th of October. I was arguing, you were arguing with me that the government, the military was not handling the so-called news about attempted coup then, was not handling it properly. I've lived long enough in this country to have seen coups. The way they were controlling the narrative was a mess. Sahara Reporters was way ahead of them, and other online media, and people were believing them more than they were believing the military. At that time, what the military told us was it was disciplinary, that no, Nigerian soldiers dare not do coup. Our loyalty to the president and the government is 100% no coup, no coup. So we need to ask the military now, what changed? What changed that they have upgraded those disciplinary issues that we know in the military? Disciplinary issues are not taken care of by court-martial or by the defense intelligence agencies, but by units. So what made them upgrade those disciplinary issues they had against these officers to coup after 4 months? It is very, very important. In this country, Nigeria, today, people have lost trust and lost confidence in our leadership from local government, state, and the federal government. About the only institution in this country that citizens trust is the military. And here you are, flip-flopping. Oh, today is this, tomorrow is that. What are we supposed to believe? Oh, they've arrested a mechanic, they've arrested an ambulance driver. What's next? Who are they going to arrest? Mama put in Miami Market? This is clumsy. The way they are managing the narrative is clumsy. And we know nothing.
And when you say they, who exactly are you accusing?
The military, they know that. The military, I've never been shy. We love this country, we love this military. We have had relatives that have given their lives to this military, died during the Civil War and are in the military now. This is our military. We love this country, we love this military. But they are mismanaging this, and you have them drip, 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 trying these officers in the media. Is that fairness? Is that justice?
Some would say they're trying to be transparent with the whole process.
What transparency? I saw the Honorable Minister of Defense the other day on an interview, as if he did not have a lawyer, or the military don't have lawyers, or the Ministry of Defense don't have lawyers to advise him. That was lawyers are salivating and grabbing that interview. Because essentially on that interview, what the Honorable Minister of Defense did was investigated the officers, judged them, found them guilty, sentenced them. He was the prosecutor, the judge, and the jury on national TV.
When he said he was a target, or?
That's what he should have done. You have evidence against them, not on national TV. Take it to court.
Do you think that was sub judice?
Absolutely. He should have gotten legal advice. And when it goes to trial, lawyers, defense lawyers will bring this interview and he will be a witness. Honorable Minister, this is biased.
Isn't he in a position to know though? Because he was at the time the Chief of Defense Staff.
Right. Why didn't they say all of this? He's going to court. He's going to trial. And you're beginning to throw this. Do they have people to come and speak for them? Coup is not a joke. It's a life and death issue on the career of young officers. And the Honorable Minister of Defense is trying them on public media. That was wrong, legally wrong, and jeopardizing the case.
Would people be wrong to assume or to deduce that you are speaking in protection of the alleged coup plotters?
How can you protect any coup plotter? How many people have died to get this democracy from this same military? How many? How many years of unbroken democracy have we gotten? No matter its shortcomings, democracy any day is better than a military rule. Who will support the military? All I'm saying is fair trial. We're not seeing this. They are trying these officers, these young officers on the media. And that's wrong. This is a life and death. Yeah, and he's saying, oh, we'll take them to court-martial. I'm not a lawyer. People are saying you can't take them to court-martial, this treason. Oh, we are taking care of the families. How are you taking care of these families? Have they been allowed to see their loved ones? Have they been allowed access to lawyers, access to family over the last 4 months? Have they been tortured? Will this evidence gotten from supposed torture stand in court? So people that do not know anything in the military, especially the Minister of Defense, should please be legally advised not to speak up and take these officers to court with all the evidence they have. They keep dripping, 34 SUVs, gun trucks. This is not only irresponsible, but it's not right. Mentioning the name of officers, I don't know any one of them. Whoever it is, everybody deserves justice, and everybody deserves a day in court.
You think their privacy should have been kept? Their information should have been kept private?
They know better. They know better, because for you to have attained the rank of a general, Honorable Minister of Defense is not a joke. How many forces?
People like you, Prof, when you're dealing with your case, for instance, any other high-profile public official or anybody for that matter who gets in some sort of trouble or is under investigation, we live in an information age right now. EFCC is posting what they know about the case, what is happening in court. So is this necessarily a new phenomenon to have this information out in the public?
They are not going to tie me to the stake and shoot me. Or tie Yahya Bello, or tie Malemi, or tie everybody else. This is the military. This is a coup you're talking about. It's not a joke. It's a life and death and the career of young officers and the national security of this country and the survival of our democracy. This is not a joke. That people who should know better are just being flippant and talking all over. My advice to the military, my advice to the Honorable Minister of Defense is for now to be quiet. You have a case against these officers, take it to court. End of story. Give them fair hearing. That's all we're asking for.
What about the concern that the makeup of the coup list itself is mostly dominated by northern officers? And that says something, to a point where a lot of people have been saying that the Tinubu administration had been marked for death from the get-go. Because as we understand, the coup plotters had planned to even scuttle the transfer of power from the Buhari administration to the Tinubu administration. What do you make of that? Do you think there is a northern agenda against the Tinubu administration?
Do you have evidence? All these are allegations. Very serious allegations. Very serious allegations. Let me tell Nigerians aloud what is being whispered in homes, in mosques, on the streets, in marketplaces. That this is a phantom coup directed against cleansing the military of northern officers. These are very serious allegations that the military, the DSS, and the government must be sensitive to.
Explain to our viewers who don't understand the concept of a phantom coup. What does it mean?
A phantom coup means we've had phantom coup during Abacha. I wasn't in this country then. But this was just a made up. This is allegations that people are saying. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. People must listen. We are listening. We are hearing. Doesn't the DSS hear? Doesn't the military intelligence or the DIA know? Doesn't the Minister of Defense know the sensitivity of this thing? Doesn't the government know the sensitivity of this thing? You have 35 officers, 33 of them are northerners. 99% of them are Muslims. This is not a joke. This is something you must handle with care. This is something you must handle with responsibility. You can't just say this and this and this. And I see all over the TikTok, oh, northern officers, northern Muslim officers trying to topple. Be careful.